Mm-mm. Okay, I think we're going. Enough of that silliness. That's silly.
Hey, everybody. Wow, it's been an interesting day today. So, um,
Hold
uh,
on, hold on.
hold on. Uh-oh, now what?
Aren't you going to talk about Jeff's going to talk about sleep or rest? So
Rest.
I'm got to get ready.
What in the world?
I'm ready
That's,
for you to talk about sleep.
well, okay. I didn't say sleep, I said rest.
Well, rest and sleep, right? The same
Well,
thing, right? I mean,
kind of. Yeah, right, I
well,
guess,
maybe you
yeah.
need to enlighten me on that then, huh?
Well, rest. Okay, so I worked with Drew on Saturday. Drew does tree work. Drew Swafford does tree work, and I went and was one of his grunts for the day, carrying logs and brush and
I guess
stuff.
Drew can make you a grunt. I have a
Eh,
hard time making you a
eh,
grunt
and it
at home here.
wore me out.
I'll have to have Drew come
And
over
so
here and help me out.
and so my body, and still I can feel in my body how my body
Oh, it's a
physically
baby,
needs
poor
rest.
baby,
Yes, thank
poor
you.
baby.
Physically needs rest. And so I thought we would talk about rest today
So
because,
not sleep.
not sleep, no, because I know that, especially, I know you are in nutrition and fitness, that when you work out, one of the main things about health is in a workout plan is giving your body rest, recovery time, right? It's
Well,
important, isn't it?
I've learned that
Yes.
because I have a tendency to go overboard.
Okay, so especially injuries, right? With an
Yeah, injury
injury,
and so forth.
she's hurt her heel and we don't know what it is. And so
Well,
she's
it's not
giving it
running.
rest.
It's not
Right.
running because I'll tell you why. It isn't
Okay.
any better when I've stopped running. So I'm
Yeah.
going to start running again. But anyways, um,
She doesn't
Jeff
care.
has taught me the importance of rest.
Really?
Because you would tell me I need to take a rest because I feel guilty if it's almost like I get into this rut and I start doing this and doing it and I work out and then I feel if I miss a day that I go backwards. And
Right.
but it's not true.
I remember learning and as I've worked out before, and I don't really work out a whole lot anymore. Okay. Just being honest. I don't do a lot of
He's being honest.
physical working out, like lifting weights and
Right.
stuff. I remember when I did though,
Yeah.
is when like you lift weights, okay, the muscle, you're actually tearing down the muscle fiber. And when then you give it a time to rest, what it does is it builds itself back up, and it actually builds itself back up bigger than what it was before.
You said something key right there.
Okay,
I
what?
think when you were probably learning and getting involved in working out and back in your days when you were on basketball and baseball teams, for a woman in maybe the 80s and the 90s, I was basically working out to stay thin.
Right.
So if I didn't work out a day, I thought I'd gain weight or I'd gain, and that was totally the wrong idea behind it.
Right.
But for me it was like, let me sweat this out. I wasn't looking to get bigger, I was looking to get smaller.
Yeah.
And you were looking to get bigger. So
yeah, well,
it's just a totally different mentality, but I wasn't looking at it from the right perspective.
well, and even when you're not though trying to build mass, right? It's important to give your muscles rest, right?
Right. I see that now,
Yeah.
especially at my age.
And so, the Bible talks a lot about rest, right? So there's physical rest that we need. Our bodies are made a certain way. God made our bodies in a certain way that we need a certain amount of rest. That's why we don't work all day long, and then God gave us a day of rest as well. Jesus himself said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Right? Let me just make sure I quote this exactly right, because it's important to me to get it just right.
You're practically a walking Bible over here.
I know.
Whenever I have a question or I want to know where something is in the Bible,
Come.
I don't even look it up. I just ask him.
Matthew 11 says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Right? Now, Jesus was not talking about physical work, like having a job. Right? Jesus wasn't saying, hey, if you got a job and you really have to labor and work at it, just come to me. I'll give you rest. In other words, he wasn't saying, hey, I'm gonna stop you from working. We were made as God's creation to work,
right?
To be a laborer. I mean, God planted a garden and he put the man and the woman in there to work it and till it and to tend the garden, right? So we're creatures who are made to labor and to work. But there was another kind of work that Jesus was talking about here, all right, and it's spiritual work. The Jews at this time were the Hebrews, those who were following the law of Moses, and under that first covenant, that covenant, the covenant of the law, they were working hard at following the commands, at doing everything that they could to do just right, because then they knew that they were in right standing with God, right? And Jesus was like, hey, quit doing that.
You don't need to do it.
You don't need to do
anymore.
That. Put your faith and trust in me, right? And I'm going to give you rest.
Right.
Jesus says, I'll give you peace. And the whole idea about peace with God and peace is also about just resting from trying to work hard to earn God's favor, right?
Right.
We learned Sunday morning when Drew and I were talking about grace, you can't earn grace. Grace is something that's given to you. You can't merit it or favor it. And so it's about rest. And I think that many people this time now, since we've been in quarantine, right, feel as if, maybe they're not allowed to, maybe they don't feel like they're able to do anything, right? Like they haven't been able to help people, or they feel like, maybe their relationship to God is not what it used to be, or not what it was, because they're not able to put in the work of
or even come to church.
Church, right? People feel like that's something that they got to do to get in right with God. But I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that Jesus has done all the work for you already. All right. Now we do those things. We go to church, we gather because we love the Lord and we love the Lord's people, right? But they don't get us any further on in our relationship with the Lord. It's all about Jesus and resting in him. And so Jesus is your Sabbath rest. And so if you feel like maybe you're not doing anything and you're not spiritual right now, just look to Jesus. Jesus is your Sabbath rest. Okay?
Amen.
Amen. So rest from your physical labor when you need to, when your body gets tired. That's your body telling you that you need physical rest. And then just rest in the Lord. Don't let the enemy try to make you feel like, hey, you haven't done this, and this, so you can't be a child of God. No, you rest in the Lord. He's done all the work for you. You just rest in him and let his peace rule in your heart, okay? And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, I got an idea. The other day I was saying how you sleep with your eyes open, right?
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, how about this? Now I don't have to look at his eyes open, and I'll know he's sleeping. Have a great day.
I love you.
Love you. Bye.